Okay, so I'm Grasswalker. Welcome back to the draft. We took forever on the first pack because we really went into the nitty-gritty. Looking at this, I've seen Fires of Invention absolutely dominate Constructed. But it's apparently total garbage. I can see that. You need to have enough cards in your hand that casting 2 spells a turn. You'd be able to do 1 anyway, so what does this actually do extra for you? It's not in our color anyway, I was just curious. Bulk Naughty seems good if you have foods with it. 5 mana 3/3 flying is already pretty good, I believe. And then 3 mana for sometimes removal. I like that a lot. He doesn't like that as well either, unless you have food stuff. Do we have a lot of food stuff? We kind of have Foreboding Fruit, but that might not happen. We don't actually have any food stuff, so fair play, Bulk Naughty's not for us. Reaper of Night, 7 mana 4/5, opponent discards 2 cards. Whenever Reaper of Night attacks, if the defending player has 2 or few cards in its hand against flying. Both of those modes kind of suck. One's a worse Mind Rot, one's a 7 mana 4/5 that sometimes flies. I'm not that keen on it. He says it's better than it looks. So, fair. It could actually be crushing with Lucky Clover to make them discard 4 cards. That actually has my Johnny Combo eyebrows raised to that. Beloved Princess can't be blocked by creatures with 3 or greater power. That kind of sucks. I'm not that keen on it. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Flutterfox seems good though. 2 mana 2/2 that might fly most of the time. We have stuff like Lucky Clover, a Drawbridge. We might be running an enchantment or 2. I can see Flutterfox being pretty good. 3. Wow. And the egg, as always, is decent. The unicorn is also decent. This is actually a tough pack. Where we're thinking about Lucky Clover synergies on the Reaper of Night being an absolute monster, I think the Lucky Clover synergy on the Lonesome Unicorn is less cheesy. The Ash Ardenvale Paladin seems okay. I kind of like that. It's got a knight to it. There's a lot of Ardenvale stuff. He doesn't like it. He hates it. Serviceable blocker without adamant, but 3/6 isn't good enough. I think we'll go for the Unicorn. We've got the Adventure Synergy. It gives us another 3-drop. I guess we need 2 drops more than that, which is Flutterfox, but we don't have as many artifacts and enchantments as I'd like to set it off. So I think we'll pick up the Unicorn. Alright, got another Shepherd of the Flock, which is apparently really, really good. Sir Eleanor is actually so good. I'm feeling bad for not being in blue. Lost Legion seems fantastic. 3 mana Scry 2 on a 2/3 body. 2/5. He doesn't like it that much. He says it needs 10 black sources in 3 colors. I'm not sure if we'll have that. Gingerbread Caravan. I don't think we'll have 3 or more forests. And the payoff is a food. Not that worried about it. He didn't like the Tree Folk. I remember that. So there's not actually a lot in here. Wicked Wolf actually is a rare. That's pick 2 rare we might be having. When it enters battlefield, it fights a creature. Okay, now I'm interested. Sack of food, it gets 1/1 indestructible. That card seems sick. Yeah, 4. Wow, we're picking that, and it's a rare. I'm all about that. Wolf's Quarry sucks. Scalding Cauldron, he said, is decent. I don't like it though. Witch's Cottage, 3 or more swamps. Might not have that. The payoff is getting a card on top of the deck. That's not that great of a payoff for the risk. Spinning Wheel seems good though. 3 mana color fixing ramp, and it taps creatures in the late game. I like that a lot. He likes that a lot. I like my rocks to do extra things. It's a great example. What about the Archon of Absolution? It has pro-white. Creatures can't attack you or a planeswalker unless they pay 1. Ooh, I like this a lot. He likes it a lot. Wow. Wow, I like that so much. The Archon and the Spinning Wheel are both so good. Please say the Barrow Witches are bad, but I don't think they are. I think they're pretty good. Let's just close red. Oh, it's a top 5! If you have 5 or more knights... How many knights do we have? We have... Belle of the Brawl, that's 1. Alright, looking good. We only have 1 knight so far. I'm taking the Archon. That thing seems brutal. 4 mana, 3/2 flying, pro white, which will just hose a couple of decks here and there. And things have to pay to attack you. Oh, it's beautiful! That card is amazing. Alright, 2 mana enchant creature draws a card, so it's an enchantment aura that replaces itself. And it can either buff a creature, turn it into a 3/3, or it can act as removal. I like that a lot. Kenrith, he likes it a lot as well. Man, I love it. It's potential removal that draws a card? That's crazy. We're not very far into green, so I'm looking at Sir Farron and I'm like, double green. Whenever Sir Farron attacks, another creature gets +X, where Sir Farron is where X is Sir Farron's power. So if you buff her, him, them, when you buff them, something else gets mega buffed. Oh! Uh-oh, that's super highly rated, but also it's so deep in green, I don't think we'll be playing that on turn 2. Target opponent reveals a card from hand, choose a non-land card. You can play it. Oh. Wait, no, that's not at all what that says. You may put an adventure card that player owns from exile into the graveyard. I thought that was a Thief of Sanity thing for a second. He doesn't like it. Fair enough. Roving Keep, I don't like. That thing's way too big. So we're torn between the Transformation and Sir Farron. We don't really have much, if any, removal at the minute. So I think we'll take the Transformation. Draws a card. It's 1 and a green rather than double green. It just seems less harsh on the deck. Alright, what are we looking at now? A Squire. Whenever you cast a creature as adventure, it gets +1/+1, but only until the end of the turn. That seems decent. It's in top 5, but it's only rank 2. Why is a card rank 2 in a top 5? That's weird. Hengewalker, if you pay 3 of the same mana, it gets a 1/1 counter. That's just a 3 mana 3/3. Those are decent, but sometimes it won't be. What else we got? Scalding Cauldron if we wanted some removal. True Love's Kiss is garbage. So yeah, there's not actually a lot here. Where we're thinking about an adventure deck and we're thinking of copying those adventures, I think the Squire will be playable. So we'll take that. Sorcerer's Broom, whenever you sack a permanent, pay 3. If you do, rake a token that's the copy of the broom. What? This card is precious. I love it. He hates it, but I love it, and he hates it. You get infinite brooms. I guess it's a big investment. It's 5 mana for a couple of 2/1s. I like it, though. I like it so much. Alright, what else have we got? We've got Eye Collector. 1 mana, 1/1 flying. Whenever it hits someone, they mill 1. I think that's worse, because it helps them. Only play it in dedicated mill decks. Because that's the thing. If you... It's each player as well, so it's not even... like it gets you ahead on the mill game. Alright, what do we got? Weapon Rack. Enters with 3/1/1 counters, move a 1/1 counter from Weapon Rack onto something else. That's very slow, is what I'm thinking. That's 3 turns to slowly get 1/1 counters. It's not enough. I'd rather take Tall as a Beanstalk if that's what I'm doing for 4 mana. Scarecrow still sucks. The Carver. So it's 2 mana for an instant plus 2/2. That's good. 4 mana for a 3/2. That's kind of bad. But together, they're not very good, apparently. This is weird, because it's like some of these he thinks come together to make great cards. Like the Lonesome Unicorn. And some of them he thinks come together to make garbage cards. And I'm not sure how he picks those. So where there's not very good stuff across the whole pack, this is actually a tough choice. We don't actually have as many knights as I thought that we would, so I don't think that Shining Armor is worth picking up. I think I might take the Sorcerer Broom for the meme potential. There's another transformation! I might just snap pick that. A 3 mana 1/5 spider. I have no idea how to rate that. Two apparently. Green decks will be happy to play one. I mean, I'm a defensive green deck, so I'd be happy to play one. Sack of food to get a 5/5, otherwise get a 3/3. Like plus boost buff type thing. I don't like that. I don't think that's great. He doesn't like that either. This is tough. I like the transformation too much. I'm going to pick that. Once and future. Instant. Return a card from your graveyard to your hand. Then put a card from your graveyard on top of your library. Adamant. If 3 green mana was spent, put them both in your hand. So it's either get a card of your choice, instant speed, put one on top of the deck, get it next turn, probably at the end of their turn. Or, if you have enough green, just get them both, and it's like a draw 2. I like that. I give that like a 3. Oh, he doesn't like it! It's slow, and if you can't Adamant, it's definitely not worth it. Wow. Alright, put any number of creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library, draw a card. That's interesting, because it replaces itself. He likes that a lot. You can also cast it without targets. And also in the late game, you don't end up drawing lands. I like it. I think you should be able to put them in any order you want as well. Alright, Curious Pair. 1 mana get food, 2 mana for a 1/3. That seems okay, actually. I don't like either side. Maybe that's a 2. Oh, it's in the top 5! But it's a 2! Why are all the green cards 2 and in the top 5? Does that mean green sucks? Well, we don't really have ways to use food, which is fair enough, because we didn't take the bog creature, the 5 mana bog Naughty. We'll take Forever Young. It's rated quite highly. I'll trust LSV on that pick. All of these suck. Beloved Princess sucks. Beloved Inquisitive Puppet sucks. Wolf's Quarry sucks. Where they all suck, I'll take... Maybe he rates the Beloved Princess? No, he doesn't. I'll take the Puppet. There's a chance I play it. It's a 1 mana scry 1 that makes a 1/1, and I guess you can block and then sack it. Also, it's an uncommon, so my vault progress will be higher. We're not in red. I don't think that we'll be able to pull off these. Meaningful advantage, 2 for 1. He likes these castles a lot. Oh, those are the castles, though. Value add-ins. Are we going to have 3 forests, though? On the field? That seems slim. I guess it's more likely to be good than the tree folks. We'll pick up the cabin, and what happens, happens. All of these kind of suck. I think we have enough 3-drops. We've got Bell of the Boar, we've got some fruits, we've got an Acolyte, we've got an Elder, we haven't got a lot, actually, but we're not that deep on the Night synergies either. I mean, what's the chance that we get the Witch's Cottage to set off? Feels also kind of low, but I think I'd rather pick that than the Knight of the Keep. Alright, Roving Keep. Moment of truth. Let's see if he likes it. Okay, he likes it. Interested. Limited with people with restraint. Okay. I mean, I guess it's a 7 mana 7/7 that can swing. I mean, I'm not that crazy about it, but we already have a Gingerbread Cabin. We'll pick it. I guess we need a finisher. Our current biggest thing is a Prize Griffin. Both of these are out of our colour, so I'll just take a Crystal Slipper. See if we can get a pair, sell them on eBay. Nice. Next pack. Oh, it's white, and we're in white, and it's a mythic, and it's a board wipe, and it's a monster. Oh, I am not even going to look at the rest of the pack. This has got to be a 4.5. It's a 5! I've never even seen one of those before. It's a board wipe and a 7 mana 7/7 Vigilance. Both of those sides are amazing. We picked that up so late in the draft. That's insane. Here's a card that's in both of our colours, so that's interesting. It's a 4 mana 4/2 haste, and when you gain life for the first time in your turn, he can come back from the graveyard to the hand. That's super interesting, and the gold cards haven't been reviewed yet, so there's no way to know what LSV thinks that is. We don't really have much life gain in here. I don't think we really have any life gain in here, which is a shame. If we had some foods, that could be really sweet. 4 mana 4/2 haste gets killed by a lot of stuff. I'd give that a 3, maybe a 3.5 if you got the food synergies. But I don't think that we're about that life. We already have 2 foreboding fruits. Unless we're really gonna play like mono black burn and just start destroying them. I guess that can make food technically. The Squire is decent, but I don't want too much early game. We have a Squire, we have a Drawbridge, a Clover. We don't really have much early game with that. We also don't really have many 4-drops, just a Wicked Wolf. So the Knight could fill into that. He's also a Knight! Which means he works with Bella the Brawl, and the other Knights get an extra bit. Keep bringing him back. This is tough. This is a tough pick between those two. I think with the Squire, I'm not that excited about, and we have one. I'm going to take the Deathless Knight, and I'm going to see. I'm going to figure out for myself whether or not it's sweet. We got a rare, which is tempting. If this is the first spell you've cast, you can play it without paying its mana cost. Limited 40 cards, 7 in your opening hand. 7 out of 40 is about 20%. So there's about a 20% chance you get to cast this for free. Interesting. Look at the top 5, put one of them in your hand. It's instant speed. I like that. I like that a lot. I'd give that a 3. He gives it a 3 as well. Where it's a rare, I think I'll just pick that, but we'll look at the other stuff. 2 mana when it enters, exile a creature with 3 or less mana cost. That's removal. That's going to be a 3, 3.5. Ooh, it is. Oof. Ouch. So we have to choose between rare drafting a good card or uncommon drafting a slightly better card. Princess sucks. Squire. 2 mana 2/1. 3 mana creature gets +2/2. Untap it. That could be a nice trick. Gets 2.5. Combat trick. Seems decent. Sacking the food sucks. Beanstalk sucks. Roving Keep, we have one. There's no way I want 2. Reaper of Night, he says he promises is better than it looks, but I'm not that keen on it. Choosing between artifact removal, an artifact that is removal, I should specify, and Once Upon a Time. I think the value of the rare is slightly higher. It adds more value to the draft. I don't think the difference between this card, these cards, is worth the equivalent of a pack, really, because you only open the packs to get the rares. Tournament Grounds, add a bunch of colours that are irrelevant to us. That card sucks for us. Fairy Guide Mother, I've seen good things of that in Constructed, but that won't always transfer, especially as a 1-drop. He has it in his top 5, though. It does work with the Lucky Clover. We could give something +4, +2 if that doubles up. So that's pretty good. Forever Young, we also know is pretty good. We could really secure the late game. Counter a bunch of mill decks if we had 2 Forever Youngs in there. Lash of Thorns gives something +2/1 and Death Touch. That seems okay. I'm not that keen on it though. Maybe 1.5, 2. He gives it a 1. That's a shame. Smitten Swordmaster. Curry Favor. I love that term. Gain X life. Each opponent loses X life for X the number of knights you control. I don't think we have enough knights for that. That's a shame. It has Life Link though, which works with the Deathless Knight. We have a couple of knights, just not really enough. If the Squire was a knight, that would be nice, because he's training to become one. I don't know. The Lonesome Unicorn gives us 2 knights. The Deathless Knight gives us 1. That's 3. Bella the Brawl gives us 4 knights-ish. This would give us a 5th. Yeah, I wouldn't get excited about this in a heavy knight deck. We don't really have a heavy knight deck. So I'm torn between Forever Young, our second copy, and the Guide Mother. Guide Mother seems a bit more aggressive. The rating goes up the more aggressive you are. I don't think we're aggressive. We never got one of those 4-mana enchantments that screws people trying to attack you. But I think securing the late game, getting all our creatures back, or just drawing a card, both of those are fine modes. We'll pick that up. We don't have a lot of cards in here. 5 damage to a creature with flying, create a food. Do you need a target for that? That's a shame. Shining Armor, I guess we could pick up. Eye Collector, I guess we could pick up. Actually, we have Graveyard Synergy now. Because they will be milling their cards just into the graveyard. And we will be milling all of our creatures and lands into the graveyard. And then forever younging all the creatures that we want back. So I don't think the Eye Collector's actually that bad. Oh, only because this pack doesn't really have anything to offer us. Shining Armor. If you have enough Knights. We have a couple of Knights. I guess it's a kind of neat trick. We might be able to get value out of it. I think I'm more likely to play Shining Armor than the Eye Collector. Dance of the Manse is a very late pick 6 rare. That's tempting, because that adds a lot of value to the draft. But the Rosethorn Acolyte is so good. I think it got a 3 or something. Yeah, look at that. So, we're in a greedy 3-color deck, where this provides a lot of fixing. I'm actually going to pass on the rare draft. I think the Acolyte could make or break a game or two, which would give us more value than a single rare. The power difference is high enough. Cauldron's Gift. 5-mana sorcery. If you have 3 black mana, you put the top 4 cards of your library in the graveyard. Put a creature card from... Choose a creature card in your graveyard. If you do, return it to the battlefield with a 1/1 counter. The Adamant's not very important there. It's a 5-mana revive with a 1/1 counter. Other than that, it just gives you more options. I like it. He thinks it's okay. I don't think you would ever cast this unless you had a decent target already. We could cheese out a Roving Keep, which would be quite nice. I think that's pretty sweet. I'm not sure if we'll pick it, though. What kind of monstrous stuff can we bring back? A Unicorn? A Prized Griffin? The Giant? Roving Keep? Oh my god! I just realised, with Forever Young putting creatures from the graveyard and the Realm Cloak Giant, we could wipe the board like 3 times in a game. That's monstrous. Lonesome Unicorn is still good. I wonder if it ever... I wouldn't want too many of this card. We have some 5-drops. We have a bit of late game. Maybe it's time to focus on the early game a bit more. Swordmaster would help with that. I don't know. I'm tempted to just pick another Unicorn. Apparently the Guide Mother's really good though, but we're not feeling aggressive. I think we'll take the Swordmaster and we'll see how we feel about it. The Flutter Fox is a pretty quick pick here. Nothing else seems great. These are in the wrong colours. The Appetite's not very good. We've already got a Griffin and it's not very good. Silverflame Ritual sucks. We can't have like 5 unicorns. It's just too much. So we'll have a sweet little Flutter Fox. Spectre Shriek. That sucks. I remember that. Shining Armor, not keen on. Fell the Pheasant, not keen on. Appetite sucks. Corridor Monitor's wrong colour. I heard good things about the Guide Mother in his reviews. We'll just pick that. Bartered Cow. 4-mana 3/3. When it dies or when you discard it, you get a food. I think that's okay. He thinks it kind of sucks. I'm not that far against that. The Squire's pretty good though. That was in the top 5, I believe. And then Hengewalker, we're gonna have too many colours for that. Go to green, Squire. It's in the top 5. We have adventure synergies. It'll get double adventure synergied with things like the Lucky Clover. So we'll pick up our second Squire. There's another Squire here. Alright. Blooded Princess sucked, Tall's Beanstalk sucked. Roving Keep's neat, but it's humongous. We already have quite a few big drops, the Giant, the Roving Keep. So the Silver Flame Squire. Combat Trick, 2 mana, 2/1. I mean, I think that's passable. I think we'll take that. If we need that, we'll play it. Taunt Grounds is out of bounds, and the Weapon Rack is too slow. We'll take another Guide Mother. Both of these cards suck, so I'll take the Opt, because I don't have that art style yet. And then that's the final card. Alright, well, we drafted a whole bunch of cards. I'm really happy with how it went. Even though we didn't get any of that 4 mana uncommon, that when somebody attacks you, they lose a life, you gain a life for each creature that they've done that with. I feel like that would have really shaped this deck into something monstrous. But we picked something else instead of it. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was the first pick. I think it was this Feyburrow Elder. I'm very happy with the Feyburrow Elder. That's going to be a lot of ramp. That'll let us get things like the Keep and the Realmcoat Giant down quite early. I'm happy with how this draft went. I'm looking forward to maybe doing quite well with it, but there's a lot of variance. You never know what will happen. Regardless of that, I really enjoyed drafting this. Hopefully it was neat to have the curtain pulled back and you guys can see how I draft when I'm kind of left on my own with my own devices. I don't feel like I did too bad evaluating the cards. I mostly agreed with LSV. A couple of times he's like, nah, that card sucks. But that's how I draft normally, with the help of an article like that in the background. But when I record, I just go in blind and then end up doing a little bit worse than I normally do. But thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you in the next video where I've got the deck built and we're playing it and we'll see how we do. Bye!